Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the NXT review for the 4th of October 2022. Decent new look, new commentary combination also. Wade Barrett, Byron Saxton, and Sadhu Shaw. Barrett says Vic Joseph's not there because he's stuck in immigration and he got married. Uh, anyway, that's the real story. New white and gold graphics as part of the new color scheme. Soundstage set still looks the same though the British are coming and so are the Brawling Brutes. NXT Tag Champions Pretty Deadly come out and they're dressed like uh, British colonials. They crack jokes at each other and they're pretty tongue-in-cheek. Pretty Deadly cuts a promo on the NXT Tag Division. Um, they are interrupted by the Brawling Brutes from SmackDown, interrupting Pretty Deadly's promo. Ridge Holland and Butch are here to confront the tag team champions Pretty Deadly about the future of the tag team division. Then we see Pretty Deadly claim that they were hacked, but the Brutes are not buying that. They attack Pretty Deadly, and the Brutes apparently are looking for a title shot. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams come out. Hayes is set for action in the opening match on tonight's card. But first we go to Alba Faye attacking a Toxic Attraction. Skit from earlier today where they basically say it's the most dangerous place in NXT, meaning the parking lot. Makes fun of the infamous Jim Crockett Promotions angle where the Horsemen ambush Dusty Rhodes with a baseball bat, and I don't think we should be making fun of classic angles. But anyway, Toxic Attraction arrives in the SUV and they attacked with a baseball bat, but by Alba Faye. She hits JC Jane and Gigi Dolan with the bat. Faye then gets into the SUV and speeds away. This is going to lead to a 6-woman tag match at some point, probably later. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams, defeats Oro Messiah. Hayes pins Messiah in a decent enough match. Messiah gets a little bit of shine, jumps on the apron, and Messiah knocks Williams off the apron. But distraction allows his partner to kind of get things going his way. Hayes then climbs the turnbuckle, leaps off the top rope with a guillotine leg drop, 3 count later, and Hayes wins the contest. Hayes grabs a headset after the match and joins commentary for the next match. He's going to see who else is joining the ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Yes, they're wasting Halloween Havoc name on the NXT brand. Andre Chase with Buddy Hayward, and Thea Hall defeats Von Wagner with Mr. Stone, North American Championship. Wagner pins Chase, thus Wagner qualifies for the ladder match. During the match, Stone has altercation with Chase U. Stone takes the flags away. Chase beams with pride at his students, but they can't handle Wagner. Chase gets near fall, but then turns it around and eats a big boot from Wagner. Chase is dropped with a high kick, and Wagner advances to the ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Not quite sure the guy that big should be going in that direction. Veer Mahan joins Sangha backstage during pre-tape skit. They're both wearing very nice suits. In another skit from earlier today, Grayson Waller arrives at the building driving a Hummer. He's met with security. Wendy Chu defeats Lash Legend. Chu pins Legend in a return match from the previous episode. Chu gets the win this time around, so 50-50 booking is not gone, even though Vince is no longer in charge. Legend misses a pump kick. Chu counters the kick with her own. Chu then climbs the top rope, and then she leaps Super Vader Splash style. Chu then wins via pinfall, and off we go. Kelly Kincaid's interviewing Wesley backstage. Lee confirms by chaining Stacks Tatum. Tatum then looks to avenge Tony D'Angelo, who's injured in a match with Lee, previous episode of NXT. Confrontations here tonight, and off we go. Gula's video package warns that soon they will return to NXT. Suspended in storyline they are apparently, even though I haven't been watching for a while. Anyway, NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Kaden Carter and Katrina Chance featured in a vignette. Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons defeat Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, number 1 contenders match. Decent enough for what it is. Lyons pins Dolan. Lyons and Stark become the next challengers to the tag team championships along the women's tag team championships along the way here. The match goes through commercial break, and they're given a bunch of time. They will do a hot tag after the break. Heels work over Lyons till she tags out Stark. Stark goes nuts on Toxic Attraction. Babyface team makes a comeback here. Several near falls back and forth. Both teams jump in to make the save for their respective partners. Toxic Attraction goes on to a tandem finish. Lyons trips Jane up, and Stark hits her version of the GTS on Lyons, does the splits into a leg drop. Lyons covers Dolan for the pinfall. Gigi Dolan, probably one of the better women that they're wasting right now, so that kind of makes me sad, but overall match wasn't bad. Dragunov is featured in a decent vignette, building him up for a championship match at Halloween Havoc. Dragunov and JD McDowell challenge NXT champion Braun Breaker in a triple threat match. Grayson Waller effect face off between Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Piper's Pit type segment, bitter rivals, and they bicker back and forth. Grayson Waller. Waller announces match for Halloween Havoc, Perez against Jade. Waller also adds spin the wheel, make the deal stipulation, which I'm not a fan of doing for women, but whatever. Anyway, Waller goes on to declare that he'll spin the wheel right now to decide the stipulation Halloween Havoc match. Waller tells security detail with Jason Perez to keep the peace. Waller spins the wheel and lands on Weapons Wild match, whatever that means, so basically falls count anywhere. Apollo Crews suddenly appears at ringside. Crews drags Waller underneath the ring. Waller crawls back out with his eye bleeding, so blood is allowed in WWE, at least for now. Julius Creed defeats Duke Hudson. Surprised to see the Creed brothers separate, but again, I haven't watched in a couple of months. Creed pins Hudson, short match. Julius is dominant before landing the sliding lariat, covers Hudson for the pinfall. Hudson confronts Creed backstage in a setup, so this is kind of payoff. Brutus runs out after the match. He attacks Hudson, Ivy Nile, and Julius have to pull Brutus off. Suddenly, Damian Kemp interrupts from a perch overlooking the ring. Creeds and Kemp cut promos on each other, leading to Kemp saying Brutus is my, female dog. Kemp then progresses the stipulation for his upcoming match against Julius. Kemp agrees to give Brutus a rematch if Julius can beat Kemp, and under one other condition. If Julius loses, Kemp and Brutus must leave NXT. So trying to put extra heat on them. Julius adds another stip, making the match an ambulance match. Stipulations galore at Halloween Havoc. I don't think that's a good thing. JD McDowell is the focus of vignettes that hype the triple threat match at Halloween Havoc. I hope they don't take the belt off Braun Breaker. Hank Walker, pep talk from his fellow security guards. Walker's match tonight. Axum is featured in video package, bunch of video packages. Third match in the best of 3 series with Nathan Frazier. Deciding match takes place next week. Zion Quinn defeats Hank Walker. Walker is just signed a contract with the NXT brand, so now he has music and an entrance because he has to. Jerry Lawler pulling down the straps of the singlet. Waller rips off his shirt before his match begins. Makes a comeback on Quinn. Quinn goes on to attack Waller in the match early, but then Quinn backpedals and leaves the ring. This makes Waller and Elliott friends now in a storyline, apparently. Cameron Grimes attacks the Schism. Backstage assault. Grimes is beaten with a trash can. Yet another skit. Braun Breaker challenges Javier Benel to a match for next Tuesday in NXT. Cocky Benel interrupts the interview with Breaker, so Breaker says he's requesting the match next week. NXT Tag Team Champions Pretty Deadly, Prince and Wilson defeat the Brawling Brutes, Holland and Butch, to retain the titles. Pretty Deadly retain the titles after interference from Imperium. Decent enough match, although it doesn't really go that far. Brawling Brutes and Imperium brawl all the way around the soundstage. They'll fight on SmackDown or sometime soon. Andros and Ofe and Malik Blade enter the soundstage after the match, stare down with the Tag Team Champions, Pretty Deadly, and they are going to go at it. Josh Briggs and Brooke Jensen also show up on the perch, which basically implies that we are going to have a 3-way tag team match for the men's tag team titles not too terribly far away. which I don't necessarily think is good for business, but whatever, they don't really care. We'll be back with more right after this.